Last week, we brought you an exclusive interview with a woman who was run over 3 times in what cops say was a case of road rage. But it's not an isolated case. Lisa Guerrero reports that throughout the pandemic, there has been an uptick of people losing it from behind the wheel.
Road rage during the pandemic is sweeping the nation. In Miami, cops say this driver opens fire after a road rage incident. In Washington state, this irate driver actually chucks an axe at another car. The alleged attackers have all pled not guilty. But perhaps nowhere has the road rage problem gotten more out of control during the pandemic than here in Houston, Texas. Angry drivers, lots of guns, an explosion in road rage shootings, reads this recent New York Times headline.
Yet another case of road rage.
Another possible road rage shooting.
Rania Mancarios is CEO of Crime Stoppers of Houston.
We've seen an overwhelming spike in road rage cases, especially over the last year.
Over here is where it happened.
Paul Castro and his son David were returning from a day at the ballpark last summer when he says an enraged driver chased after them.
David said, "Dad, he's still following us." I said, "It's going to be okay, son." And it wasn't okay.
Surveillance video shows a white car following Castro's pickup truck.
I heard this explosion, and it was the simultaneous sound of a gunshot and broken glass. In the movies, the first shot misses, you know. He didn't miss. He hit my son.
David, a musically talented honors student with a bright future, died.
David was one of the nicest kids you could ever meet. 30 seconds of bad decision making by that person ended David's life and has destroyed the lives of me and his mom. And I'm suffering in public right now so that other people don't.
This man was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He's pled not guilty and denies shooting Castro's son.
I think people are just angry a lot more. And so in the past, a person was angry, they would flip people off, give them the bird, you know, and now someone gets mad at you, it's possible that they might shoot at you.
Today, Castro says he is incensed that his son's alleged killer is out on bail while awaiting trial.
I was so enraged. I mean, to know that the man who killed my son was being released. It's time to take action. It's time to take our cities back.
The statistics are shocking. Police say that someone is shot and either injured or killed every 17 hours in a road rage incident. Frank Grant's 9-year-old daughter, Ashante, was shot in another Houston road rage incident just 3 months ago. What did you think when you heard the gunshots?
It was shocking. You don't think, it can happen to you until it happens to you.
She survived, but he says his little princess is going to have to learn to walk and talk again.
Senseless. She just didn't deserve that.
Her shooter remains at large.
You never know what the person in the other car is going through or what they're capable of.
The Houston Police Department's Traffic Enforcement Unit recently took us out on a special detail targeting aggressive drivers.
Our goal is to keep the roadways safe. Primarily in the busiest times of day, we try to put officers and supervisors out there. People are on their way home. They've had long days. Nobody likes to sit in rush hour traffic. That's when tempers seem to be the highest. So we try to be most visible during those times in order to help reduce the amounts of road rage or aggressive driving.
Now more and more people are apt to reach for a gun. How big of a problem is that?
That's a big problem. And if they're pulling out a gun and taking it into their own hands, then it makes a bad situation even worse.
They cited this Corvette for reckless driving, something police say can often spark a road rage incident. What advice would you give a driver that sees somebody else driving aggressively near them?
So if you see those kind of behaviors, or somebody driving aggressively or engaging in road rage, call 911. So instead of making a bad situation worse, de-escalate it.
Paul Castro still can't believe he lost his son in such a senseless act.
You have to assume that the other person might be armed. I didn't honk, I didn't flip the guy off, and my son paid with his life. Let it go.
Cops say if you encounter an irate driver, don't reciprocate, don't make eye contact, just keep driving until you reach a police station.